Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor here with Good Clean Gaming RX, and today we are back in Eco figuring out the setup for the competitive server that I'm going to be running here in the near future. Let me remind you to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you have not yet, and we'll pick up today where we left off yesterday. So I've already got a currency law set up that basically prevents trade in the other team's currency, so that if you belong in Team A, you can't trade with Team B currency, and if you belong to Team B, then you can't trade with Team A currency. Otherwise, anyone else, can trade with any currency that they like, so that people who are not competing on the teams, so to speak, and are just playing in the world, can trade with anyone that they wish to. Now, we're going to basically set up an equalization of opportunity law as well, so that we try to limit player play time so that it's not more than 6 hours per day. Just because we don't want people who have no life, so to speak, to get on and run the thing for 12, 14, 16 hours, because I know people who get on and do that, and it can kind of break the game. And so to do that, I need to set up a couple of different demographics. So we're going to go over here to... No, sorry, not here. Right here? No, where did it go? The Census Bureau. I need to find the Census Bureau. Board of Elections, Capital, Government Office. Court. Well, it was here just yesterday. Where did it go? Perhaps a bit of a problem logging in. Alright, let's do this. B-E-E-O Census, there we go. Give C-E-N-S-U-S B-U-R-E-A-U. There we go. If I could spell, they'd go a lot farther. Okay, so there we are. We're going to go ahead and we're going to set up some demographics. Backup owner is going to be that, and conditions. Let's see how we can set this up. We're going to compare two values. The left value is going to be hours played. No, we want okay, good. Within the last number of days, we'll set this 1 is greater than or equal to, and we'll set this up to enter number and go 6. Alright, and we're going to call this one Overachiever. And that's basically going to say if you play more than 6 hours in the last 24-hour period, you're going to get this overachiever demographic. So we'll go ahead and enter the description here and go demographic. Play more than 6 hours in a 24-hour period. Okay. And we'll go ahead and do that. And there's not really any sort of wages or anything. We're just going to go ahead and add the new demographic to an election. And we're going to go ahead and create a new election draft. Yes. With provision overachiever, you can add more provisions to it and start up in the sidebar menu when you're ready for voting to begin. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draft another demographic. And this one is going to be overachiever. Oops, ACH. EIVER, overachiever 1. Or perhaps we should do the 7. There we go. And we're going to check conditions again. And we're basically going to set up one of these. We're going to do a compare. And we're going to do left and hours played in the last days is greater than or equal to, enter a number, and this one is going to be 7. And sets a demographic if you have played more than 7 hours. Okay, and there we go. And we'll add that one. And we'll add it to the Overachiever Act. Yep. Okay. And I believe that's as many as we can do at once. So we'll go ahead and start an election. Okay. And I'm going to go and add both those. Okay, and so these demographics then become locked, and I'm going to need to add another Census Bureau before I can do this, because you can only have 2 demographics per Census Bureau, unfortunately, so we're going to have several of those. That being said, that's kind of the basic setup. So now we can come over here to the court and set these up. So, equalization of opportunity. On event play, if no demographics are going to be fine as it is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to trigger this, and it's just going to be on a global timer. So we'll just do timer, citizen timer, at intervals. There we go. On each specified citizen at intervals. Run at given intervals. Okay. So citizen timer. Let's take a look at this. Repeat for each user. Yes. Let's do overachiever. Hours between execution. And we're going to do 1. Oops, 1. There we go. Okay, so it's basically going to go, okay, if you are an overachiever, It's going to check hours between execution. As soon as you hit that overachiever, it's going to go ahead and tax. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and we can eliminate that one. Yes. And tax amount. Let's go arithmetic. Oh, let's go percent. There we go. And percent, our number is going to be citizen wealth. Ignores government accounts. Okay, and percent, we're going to set up at 10%. So, that's basically going to say, okay, if you are an overachiever, and you've played more than 6 hours in a 24-hour period, as soon as you hit that 6-hour mark, it's going to get into your bank account and go, okay, you've got, say 1,000 Team A currency. We're going to take 10% of that. So you'll now have 900. Now, if you accidentally get into your overachiever status and you get there, and it's only going to take 10%, not a massive amount. I don't want to penalize people who've accidentally got into that 6-hour period and have just done that. And I'm kind of going to set up so that it has warnings, and it'll let people know, look, you've played 5 hours now, or 6 hours, or very close to 6 hours. You're very close to getting taxed. Otherwise, you're good. If you've played less than 6 hours, it's not going to bother. But this is basically going to check each time, and it's going to go every hour. It's going to check, and for everyone that has an overachiever, it's going to tax them at a 10% rate. And prevent if unable to pay. Yes, if they've got no currency, you can't be taxed. Obviously, if you've got no currency, though, it doesn't do a whole lot of good to continue playing. So we'll go ahead and leave that right like that. What are these saying? Object is not set. Wealth. Yeah, no, we'll just leave that. Oh, currency. There we go. Team A currency. Well, let's see. Here we go. We'll go if. Oop, wait a moment. There we go. If, and we'll go plus. And demographic requirements. Demographic is Team A. There we go. We'll go ahead and submit. And then we're going to do Team A currency. There we go. And it'll go ahead and it'll take 10% of the Team A currency. Now, we're going to go ahead and we'll hit another plus over here. Oops. No, we're going to subtract that one. Yes. Alright, and we'll go else. Demographic requirements. If demographic is Team B, then tax currency Team B currency. There we go. And amount is going to be percent, 10%. Oops, number. Whoops, there we go. No, this is going to be percent. Hang on. That's not right. Let's take that out. Yep. Okay, let's do this again. Then we're going to tax. Currency is going to be Team B currency. And amount is going to be percent. And this is going to be wealth. There we go. And currency is going to be, ooh, you know what? I've got this set up incorrectly again. go ahead and take that out. Got it right ahead of me here. Okay, tax amount is going to be percent. There we go. Number is going to be wealth. And currency is going to be Team B currency. I'm still not sure why it's setting it up twice there, and we'll go 10%. So yes and yes. Oh. Tax at 10% of wealth of citizen in Team A. Currency. Prevent action if unable to pay. Okay. And we'll go ahead and actually we're going to leave this at no and leave this at no, because I'm not sure exactly what a yes is going to do here. But that's going to set up an overachiever. There we go. Okay, very good. And that's going to set up all of that. I'm going to go ahead now. Can I add? Okay, we'll just do this. Overachiever tax. Alright, and do this one. Taxes players who play more than 6 hours in a 24-hour period. Okay. So that's going to be that. We'll leave that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and we will do that. And minimize that as well. And we'll go ahead and do overachiever 7 tax. Oops. Taxes players who play more than 7 hours in a 24-hour period. Alright. And we'll go ahead and we'll do timer, citizen timer, repeat for each user, overachiever 7, hours between execution, set to 1, if demographic requirement, demographic is overachiever 7, alright, there we go, submit. Has all. Okay, yep. So we only want it to trigger for people who are overachiever 7. Ooh. You know what? Overachiever 7 and... Oops. We're going to have to tweak the demographics over there, I think. but we'll leave this how it is for right now. And then we'll go ahead and hit tax. And treasury currency is going to be Team B currency. Amount is going to be a percent of wealth in Team B currency, and we're going to tax this at 20%. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and that should be that right there. Wealth in Team B currency, it's going to take 20% of that and transfer it to the Treasury bank account. Okay. Else, and I'm not sure if this can be demographic requirement. Oops, not district. Demographic requirement. There we go, demographic requirement. Overachiever 7. And Team B has all, then, yeah, there we go. And Team A, there we go, oops. And we're going to go ahead and we'll change this to Team A currency and Team B, or Team A currency. Oops, there we go. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and say if they're overachiever 7 and they have Team A, go ahead and take 20% of Team A currency. This is going to be overachiever 7. Team B has all, then tax, and we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Currency is going to be Team B currency. Amount is going to be percent. And we're going to go number of wealth. Currency in Team B currency and 20%. Alright. So now on event citizen timer every 1 hour on each person in overachiever 7. If citizen has overachiever 7 and on Team A, then try to collect 20% of wealth of citizen in Team A currency from their Team A currency in wealth from citizen into treasury bank account. Else, if citizen has overachiever 7 and Team B, try to collect 20% of wealth of citizen in Team B currency from citizen into treasury bank account. Okay, good. So these are both set up now for the overachiever and the overachiever 7. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this one down because it looks like there's some sort of oh, what have we got here? Then yes, we'll go ahead and do that. Demographic as Team B. Okay, Team B currency with item traded. Okay, and I'm sure at some point, there we go, good, we'll set this up. I think at some point we'll just go, you know, if you've hit, say 12 hours of playtime, over, you know, hit overachiever 12, it's just going to prevent any action. So you just go, you know, and it's going to tax you at a whopping, I guess what at that point it'd be like 60% or something, and then prevent you from performing any other action. So we're going to go ahead and we'll add new law to an election, and we're going to, oh no, we're going to go ahead and edit this one, and we're going to call this one currency and overachievers. There we go. Oops, I've got an extra A in there. There we go. Alright. And that'll set up team currencies. Overachiever tax for 6 and overachiever 7. Alright, good. So we'll go ahead and add a new law to the election. Alright, and we'll go ahead and start this election and put that one into place. Okay, So that's basically the structure of that one. That's going to regulate overachievers and help to prevent people from just running away with the server and having too much time on there and unbalancing the teams. I'm going to attempt to set up a law here now that basically provides for a way for that currency to get back into circulation with each of the different teams. So I'm going to go ahead and do each hour global timer. Hours between execution is going to be 1, and so it's going to go if demographic requirements and demographics team A, team B, and citizen has none. So it's going to, whoops, citizen, we're going to go everyone. If everyone doesn't have team A or team B, then we're going to go pay ooh. Target is going to be active. And we're going to go from treasury bank account currency team A, and let's do a plus here as well. Oops, and let's see here, amount. Let's see here, we'll go ahead and do let's do a percent. And number is going to be arithmetic. Left number is going to be active. Can we get citizen statistics? Population of a given species. Resident populate. No, that's a district. Currency in circulation. Age in hours. Perhaps that's not what I want. I'm going to go ahead then and we'll just get to percent. Left number is going to be wealth. No, that ignores government. Okay, so we'll just leave this then and do no, we'll just do an absolute value. And we're going to go number, we're going to enter a number, and we're going to do, oops, enter a number, there we go. You know what, we really don't need that either. Let's just do absolute value. There we go. And number is going to be enter a number, and we're going to go 100. Oops, let's go 100. And prevent if unable to pay. Yes. Alright. We've not specified how much currency. So we want to conditional if well, I guess we need to figure out a way then to pay we need a way to pay let's go active, there we go, currency, there we go, team A currency, and we're going to go amount is going to be, let's go 100, prevent if unable to pay, we'll go yes, because we obviously don't want the government to be paying out more than they have, and then we'll go ahead and do another provision here as well and do pay and do target as active, currency as team B currency, and amount as 100. Oops, not 1200, 100. And prevent if unable to pay to yes. Oh, I see. There we go. Info box on success. Yeah, let's do yes. And info box on success. Let's do yes. And basically, that'll just say, whoop, you've been given an amount of money. It'll be 100 of Team A currency or Team B currency every hour. And this will basically just make sure that people who yep, and actually let's change this to active. If active doesn't have Team A or Team B, then pay active Team B currency. Yes, yep, that should work. Okay, then pay active 100 Team A currency and pay active 100 Team B currency from Treasury bank account, and we'll prevent that if unable to pay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and leave that there. This one's been a little bit of a longer one, but we'll just leave that one right there, and that will get the money back out of the Treasury bank account into the population who is not playing on the teams, and they can then go and pay for roads or for pieces of furniture or building materials or whatever that the players have constructed, or that the players on either team have constructed, and they can then use that themselves. The currency will get turned back into the teams that have used it, and those people then can that currency can then be reused. Obviously, the players who are making that and selling those goods, it's kind of a net loss for them. They're getting the money back into circulation, but they're taking goods out of their progress, away from their team. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave this one. Why is this? Cannot be prevented, which legal action pay may do as configured. Okay. So we'll just hit no then on this one. There we go. Alright. We'll go ahead and we'll leave this one right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you found this interesting, go ahead and leave a like down below and a comment if you've got a moment. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Ta-ta.